From Idaho's News Channel 7, this is Friday Night Football.
Well, it is time again for Friday Night Football, Week 7 of the high school football season.
Season flying along as always. We had a few upsets tonight.
Yeah, a full moon, which meant it would be a good evening. We head on over to Thunder Stadium. The Mustangs hosting Timberline this evening. After falling behind 22-7, we pick it up with Eagle leading by 1 in the third. Wolves QB Andy Peters rolls out, but this one winds up in the hands of the Mustangs. Now, T-Line would embrace the challenge of getting the ball back, following a tackle for loss here by Josh Dean. Eagle gets behind the chain. So, moments later, Mason McHugh would go to the air. He'd complete the pass to Cam Churchill, but fighting to get those lost yards back, Sam Rodenbach comes in, strips the ball out, and recovers it. This guy is a turnover machine. On to the fourth quarter now. Peters picks up a huge third down conversion when he finds Jackson Schultz, who moves the chains. The next play you're about to see would not go Timberline's way, but I have good news for the Wolves fans out there. Timberline would get a safety late in the fourth quarter. The Wolves go on the road and pull the upset. They beat Eagle 23-22 the final. The fighting E and Smarts just keep hitting back.
What a win for the Wolves. Man, that was impressive. Going on the road, getting the dub. Speaking of going on the road, getting the dub, what a job Sherman Blaser has done with Kuna, undefeated, the top-ranked team in 4A. They will prove why tonight. In the second, this is Ty Cobb. He's housing this one. 65 yards to the house. Kuna goes ahead. 19-zip on the road, just silencing the BK crowd. Caveman D, they are salty bunch. Austin Bunn coming up with the sack right there. Kuna with a chance to add to their lead right before halftime, but BK's defense coming up with the big play. Manu Lette forces the fumble. Duncan Smith recovers it. Knights trail by 19 at halftime. On to the second half we go. Kuna quarterback Sean Austin on the keeper for the tutty. 25-0. Caveman rolling. Later, this is Austin going to the air, throwing it up for his stud target, Tyler Brown. Brown hauling it in, and he's taking this one all the way to the house. Kuna rolls on the road. 48-6 the final. Heading back to 5A. Rocky Mountain going on the road tonight.
Rocky builds a 21-0 advantage. From there, they just turned it over to the defense because those boys were lights out this evening. Landon Young gets in on the the tackle for the short gain. Not much room to run for the Warriors in this one. The Grizz stay perfect. 7-0 with a 24-6 victory.
Ooh. Staying in 5A, beautiful full moon tonight. We're going to see a lot of shots of the full moon. Boise, Borah, the rivalry. We pick things up in the first. Austin Bolt on the keeper. How many times are we going to see this season? This one a 37-yarder, 6-zip. Lions out in front. We move ahead in the first quarter. Austin says, let's try it from a little bit longer. As in 85 yards. Look at this. Whoop! Making a defender miss. Down the sidelines and into your living rooms. 85-yard rushing score, his second of the first quarter. 13-zip, Borah in front. Boise trying to get to work, but Aeneas Staley picked off by Cameron Pruitt. Nice return from Cam as well inside the 10. That sets up this very next play. Bolt, 1, 2, 3. His third rushing score of the first quarter. Borah picks up the rivalry dub, 52-10 the final.
You know, they got a big showdown with Mountain View next week. On that note, let's head to Mountain View, where head coach Judd Benedict was going for his 100th career victory as a high school head football coach. In the first, Logan Harris is ready to fire off the ball for Centennial, but the Patriots botch the snap. Jason Wells falls on it, and KJ Lynch kindly lets us know who the ball belongs to. So a few plays later, check out this pass, Will. A beautiful bomb through the air.
Oh, that's beautiful.
From Jake Ferris to Caden Chan, and Mountain View gets on the board, 7-0. After that, they hit the ground. Logan Perry with the short rushing touchdown here. He fights his way across the goal line. That made it 14-0. There was more where that came from, and I mean a whole lot more. Mountain View wins 50-7 tonight. And Coach Benedict goes on to get his 100th career victory. You know, he used to be an assistant coach at Centennial, went to Capitol High School. I tell you, he's a Treasure Valley guy, and it's awesome to see him have that success.
Big congrats to Judd and the Mavs program. Win number 100.
Yeah. So it's also their 5th straight win this season, and as I mentioned, they take on Borah next week. That is a big-time game because Mountain View's 6-1, Borah's 5-2. Some playoff seeding could be determined in that game.
Absolutely.
Austin Bolt might be having, I don't remember very many more impressive individual efforts. Since we've been covering high school football here in the Treasure Valley.
Trying to think. How would you it's tough to compare different positions. Tyler Crozier last year comes to mind.
Tyler Crow.
But Austin's been another level special.
The one thing, Tyler Crow was special last year. I'm not taking that away.
Yeah.
But he did have a couple other playmakers around him. And I'm not saying Austin doesn't, but for the most part, you know they're dialing up old number 11, and you just got to try to stop them. And not a lot of people have been able to do that. So
absolutely.
We'll get back to some of the standings and some of the other playoff maybe implications a little bit later on. First up, though, let's get in on some 4A action.
Yeah, Middleton hosting Nampa tonight, doing the haka dance pregame. You got to love it. Getting the crowd fired up. We pick things up in the first. Middleton quarterback Dallas Hagler connecting here with Jerry Kaiser for the nice gain to move the chains. That drive would end here. Trenton Johansson carries it across for the tutty. 7-zip Middleton out in front. It wouldn't be Friday Night Football without some Nampa Donovan Estrada highlights for you. Don't worry, we got you covered yet again. The Bulldogs quarterback on the keeper, showing off the Jets. He would eventually be taken down inside the 5. We move ahead in this one. Estrada this time going to the air. Nice connection with Isaac Plouffe for the big gainer. Bulldogs would score on that drive to tie things at 7 apiece.
So Middleton would respond, though.
Hagler going to go over the middle here to Cash Cowdery. What a name, all-name team. Vikings end up picking up the home win, 31-21 over Nampa.
Middleton cashes in. Boom.
There we go.
Valley View hosting Ridgeview tonight. In the first, Falcons quarterback Lan Larison on the option pitch here to Landon Smith. And he'd take it in after he makes the guy miss and another guy miss. That made it 7-0 in favor of the Falcons.
Very next drive, Ridgeview answers right back. Brian George connecting with Quinn Rodriguez. Takes it all the way to the house to tie things up.
Later in the first, Valley View would answer right back with another score. Larison to the air. He connects with Kevin Cody. Touchdown. Valley View rolls at home this evening. 57-14 the final. Valley View improves to 5-2 on the season. We mentioned impressive individual efforts. Lan Larison having one heck of a season as well.
He's had impressive individual efforts the last
since his sophomore
4 years.
year.
Yeah,
yes,
right? You can always count on that from Lan. All right, let's head on out to Payette. They were hosting Weiser, the Wolverines, trying to stay undefeated. We pick things up in the first quarter. Weiser's Willie Schertz taking it in for the touchdown run. 7-zip Wolverines out in front a little bit later on in the first quarter. Quarterback Brett Spencer throwing here to Tyler Pope. Catches the ball near the 24. It's enough for a first down. A couple plays later, Leighton Tolman runs it in for the touchdown. I don't want to get in front of Leighton there. Look out. Weiser stays undefeated. They improved to 7-0. 49-0 the final.
All right, I know we've talked about the full moon a few times tonight. You're not going to find a better shot than this next one leading off our next highlights. Look at that one.
There you go.
Beautifully out in Fruitland. The Grizzlies were hosting Declo. So second quarter of action, Fruitland quarterback Joe Hengler hands it off to Dylan Stelling. Stellar play there by him. He gets pushed out of bounds. A few plays later, he'd take this one down inside the 10. But this really, the theme of this one, or the storyline behind this one, was really about a defensive battle between these two teams.
Defensive battle, low scoring, 10 seconds left in the second quarter. Hengler, the ball, but Declo's Derek Matthews comes up with a stop, and we head to halftime.
The way this one would wrap up would be Fruitland winning again a defensive battle, 14-8. The final, the Grizz are now 2-5 on the season. So We head up to Homedale for another perfect team. They were hosting Parma in the first. The Trojan defense flexing their muscles.
Milo Mertz coming up with the pass breakup. Homedale offense gets the ball, they go to work. Daniel Uranga, the southpaw. Look at that, beauty of a touchdown pass. Nice shot, Tyson, our chief photographer, doing a fantastic job. Nelson Lomelli hauling that one in for the score. After a stop, back to work on the ground this time. Hayden Kinchelow up the gut for the rushing score. Homedale stays undefeated, 58-zip the final.
All right, we go back to Thursday. Donna Larson Park Capital hosting Skyview. We pick it up in the second quarter. Hayden Picard takes this one on the fly sweep and beats everybody to the pylon. He dives into the end zone for the score. That made it 35-zip in favor of the Eagles, and, well, they weren't done yet. On to the third quarter we go. Carson Bonning hits Jackson Reed with a little shovel pass. The junior knifes his way through the defense and in for 6. After another Skyview punt, Capital starts to drive again. On 3rd and 10, Bonning airing it out to Jonah Blackham for the big gain. And then Sean Holstein would just tote the rock across the goal line a few plays later. The Eagles soar in this contest. 59-7 the final. Capital improves to 4-3 on the season, and guess what? We're hosted by a number of Eagles football players this evening. Just crowd in here, guys. Just crowd in here, right?
Absolutely.
A Friday night football wouldn't be complete without you guys on it, obviously here. So big victory on over Skyview, and I know that it was a couple weeks ago. It was a tough loss. So Jackson, I'm going to start out with you, my man. All right. What was it like to bounce back? And by the way, most lopsided victory in the 5A SIC this week.
Really? I mean, it was really cool to come back after losing that tough one, like you said, to Borah, and just kind of finding traction again. I mean, it was we really didn't know what to expect once we came off of that loss, and we just really wanted to kind of find our way back. So.
59.
I think you did. 59-7.
Yeah, I was going to say. 59 points. Fellas, what was the key to your success offensively?
It was just, it felt like we really got our run game going too, and like kind of started airing it out to other weapons like Jonah and Jackson and Cody Walk, and it was just really good to get back in the game and like kind of start finding our way again.
Finding that rhythm.
Mm-hmm. You guys have obviously a couple important games left. I don't want to jump ahead to Eagle quite yet. Next week is Centennial. Yeah. Is that right? Yes, what do you guys have to get done between now and the end of the season to make sure you guys are feeling good going into the playoffs?
Really just stay focused, honestly.
Yeah?
Yeah, staying focused and keeping active in practice and keeping our heads right and not getting our heads away from the main goal.
You know, Jackson, I'm going to sort of point at you for a second here, man, because on the sideline during that Borah game, sorry to bring it up, but I heard you, man. You're trying to fire up the guys and get them going. So how much did that game really test you? I mean, you could have gone one way or the other after that thing, and after what you did on Thursday night, I think we know which direction you're going in.
Yeah, I mean, it really showed. It really was a testament to kind of the character of the team. I mean, we, like you said, we really were not at a good spot at that point, and we needed to find something to help us out, and we just had a great week of practice and preparation, and we knew we were going to be ready for this game.
Which one of the Leaf Bros picked up the blocked field goal last night?
That was Tanner.
That was you? Yeah. Okay. Did you guys go back and watch film today by chance?
Oh, we did not. We did not.
Yeah, okay, dang it. Okay, so when you do, go back and watch your dad on the sideline, because the only person running faster than you was your pops. You got the mic on, so I'm going to ask you, though, what's it been like playing together on varsity the last couple seasons?
It's been awesome, just like to be coached under my dad and like be with all my friends and playing with him. It's just awesome to play like with your brother, and it's great to be out there with him.
I'm trying to think of a fun brotherly question that we can pop him right now. Who has more tackles so far this season?
I think it's probably me.
What do you say?
He doesn't have a mic on, so it's hard for him to fight back. Yeah, we should ask Pops. That's hilarious. You know, I think that you guys clearly kind of have a special bond. Went out and talked to the guys prior to the season beginning. So what is it that makes this group unique? Who's the glue guy on this team? Who holds it all together and keeps things light?
It's just kind of like, I don't know, we're all kind of friends, so it's just kind of nice to have us all together. And the guys that go both, it's nice because we have a lot of guys going both ways, so we get to be friends on both sides of the ball. It's not like a rivalry, offense versus defense. It's just kind of like we're all kind of one tight-knit group, and it's awesome to be friends with the dudes that you get to go out on Friday nights with.
Yeah.
Coach Simmons, what's it like playing for him?
Oh, it's great. We all love Coach Simmons. He's keeping it together, and he does things right. So, you know, you always know what you're going to get with him.
What stands out about his coaching style and the way that he goes about things?
I see he's super calm. He's always just, I mean, you can hardly tell when he's up and down. He's just always level-headed and kind of keeps things.
Okay, so on that note, okay, we're laughing here. So on that note, can you tell when he's mad?
Yeah.
Is it a look? What is it?
He's got a tone. He's got
a
tone where he goes from 0 to 100.
I'm always very impressed with Coach Simmons because he has one of the cooler, calmer demeanors of any head coach, and he's played in a lot of big games, won a lot of the games, and he has a very cool, calm demeanor.
Staying with the coaches,
Yeah.
Coach Root.
Okay, give us the goods on him. Yeah, what do we want to talk about here?
He's intense. So me and Jace here, we're the D-line guys, and he's great. We love him, but he's intense, and he's a lot of fun to be around, but he's a great coach and always just loud and
Spirited.
He's spirited.
Very spirited.
Well, you know what you're getting with Coach Simmons, and you know what you're getting with Coach Root.
Absolutely. Who do we have next week, fellas?
Centennial.
Centennial. Thoughts on the Patriots?
I think it'll be a good game. It's just another one of those that we got to really just stay focused and do our thing, and we should be able to sneak by, and it should be good.
Jackson, I want to ask you real quick, man. Your role has kind of evolved on offense. I mean, I think we all knew what you were capable of as a linebacker. You were all league as a sophomore last year, right?
Yeah.
How have you enjoyed to see your role kind of expand on offense?
Well, that was the coolest thing, is to be able to come back on offense. I played. I've been playing. I haven't had like really big teams the last couple of years, so I've gotten to play both ways, and it was a big change, honestly, just playing defense last year, because I've always honestly felt I was more of an offensive player, but I've come to love defense too. But I mean, being able to help out our offense and being able to get kind of acclimated in that it's a really cool thing.
I mean, Jonah Blackup's not here, but I feel like we got to bring him up.
I was just gonna say.
Who's got more receiving yards, you or Jonah?
I did have more as in week 5, but
Okay.
but I think after the Skyview game, I think he's got me by like 20 or 30 yards.
Yeah, we'll throw those out the window.
Yeah.
We'll give it
We'll
to you.
remember week 5.
Staying with Jonah, though. To Jay and I, it looks as easy as, you know what, any play, just chuck it up to him. What's it like having a guy like Jonah on your guys' roster?
It's kind of comforting, you know, when you're 3rd and long and you just kind of say, well, we might as well throw it to Jonah. And usually it works out pretty good.
Yeah.
What does he do for your guys' offense, though? Because, I mean, like, half the games that I go to, they go too high at safety, and one of them, I mean, he's not playing deep half. He's, like, all the way over on a 3rd, just bracing for whatever Jonah's going to do. So what does that do for you guys on offense?
Well, offensively, it really opens everything up because, I mean, if our run game's getting shut down, we can always throw it to Jonah to get things going again. Because, I mean, if you have defensive backs and the linebackers guessing, then we can always run the ball more and more.
And because of him, they can almost never just load up the box, it seems.
Yeah.
Because if you do, I mean, you're playing with fire.
Yeah.
You cannot
really
play
are.
him one-on-one.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
He'll win. Yeah.
Do we have the weekend off now, fellas?
We do.
Okay, what are we doing tomorrow?
Ooh.
Just watching ball all day?
Yeah.
Yep.
Where at?
Hanging out.
Doing something.
Doing
something.
Are you guys going to the Boise State game at all?
Watching
That actually might. Yeah, that's probably it. Actually,
that's probably
it.
Bring a coat.
Yes.
I'm glad we got through this one. In case you don't know, best soundbite ever. Prior to the season, We just couldn't air it. Wink, wink. It was hilarious. So you guys are an awesome group. We really appreciate
Thanks,
it.
fellas.
Doing that, you guys are sporting Gurkha with a lot of pride, and it's pretty cool. So, congrats, guys. And again, a couple more games. Centennial and Eagle. Are we allowed to ask you about Eagle at all? We allowed?
We're getting ready.
I mean,
What do you think about Eagle? Looking ahead just a little bit.
I mean,
They're 5-2. I mean, that's a big game when it comes to playoff seeding.
It really is.
Right.
I mean, we know it's gonna somewhat mimic, like we feel that it's gonna mimic a lot of what Borah does on offense with Ben Ford and kind of their running offense. But as long as we read our, like, I think it's really gonna come down to how well our defense is playing. As long as we like read our keys and we're kind of staying with our assignments, I think we should be really well.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to the last couple of weeks, guys.
Yeah,
Good luck.
thanks, fellas.
Thank you.
Best of
Thank
luck
you.
the rest of the way.
All right, just a reminder, you can watch this interview as well as all of the other highlights at KTVB.com and on YouTube.
Yeah, check it out there or head on over to our KTVB.com website. We got all the highlights for you. We will see you same time, same place next Friday night.
Good night.